right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Too Many Hobbies podcast presented by 𝐦𝐤𝐤. Be sure to use the code TMH18 to get 18% off your order at 𝐦𝐤𝐤.com. My guests today are Chris and Brian from Dialback and Dialed In Charters. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hi. Thanks for having us. I appreciate you.
Yeah, Brian, you're a 3-time recurring guest, right? Is this the 3rd time?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my coat in the mail, the medal, and the belt. You say you're going to send it, but you never do.
It'd be like the tour where you get a green jacket.
Yeah.
If you're only going to get one, you just got to keep coming back.
All right, I want patches then.
I can get you patches, don't you worry. So, Brian's back, and we got Chris. So, Chris, can you give a little intro on yourself, and then we'll let Brian give everybody a little refresher?
Yeah, Chris Acerto, part of the Dialback team. Known Brian for, 5-6 years now? And
7, that's all right.
We've been working on Dialback here for about 6-8 months. So,
and Chris, how did you get started in hunting and fishing?
I got started into the hunting and fishing from my dad and grandpa and uncle. Big hunting family. So hunting, trapping, fishing. Kind of done it all.
Awesome. And Brian, give everybody a little refresher on you and your background.
Well, my name's Brian, also known as Captain Brian. My background consists of growing up in Virginia. Older brother taking me out duck hunting long time ago. Moved to Ohio and didn't really get into it until 7 years ago. So I started out as a kid and fished my whole life, and then duck hunted really hard like 7 years ago. Started getting into it, walking in the marshes and then getting into boats, and now I'm floating on the water instead of wading in the water all the time.
Yeah, well, you can't really walk into the big lake here.
No, you could try, but it won't go well.
Yeah. And I think I always forget, but your brother is a fantastic call maker.
Yeah, like top notch.
Yeah.
It was funny enough, 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐷, when I talked to him at the DU banquet last year, knows him, knows his work, and I was like, dude, what a small world.
I know. Well, it's kind of like, call making, decoy carving, like anything that you get like that niche in, everybody seems to know everybody.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, he's phenomenal. I'd love to be able to hunt with that guy again, my brother. But yeah, Coastal Custom Calls is what he does, and it's all custom resins and wood, burl, everything. He turns calls from anything and makes them sound wonderful.
Yeah, we'll have to get him up here sometime and get him on the big lake.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But even at NWTF every year, it seems like he places in something. Yeah,
his calls are top notch in NWTF as long as I can remember. A couple first place. I know he gets pretty upset when it's less than first place because he holds himself to a very high standard. But he definitely does phenomenal work.
Yeah. No, it shows. I mean, I didn't even realize it until I think you shared a picture or something of a call that he was in a contest with, and I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah, wild.
Yeah. Big fan of spoonies, too.
Oh, yeah, because they don't get much better than that, and unfortunately I missed the best spoon hunt of the year last year, and I messed that up, so working.
So
thanks, boss.
Yeah, you guys have a pretty interesting dynamic, being that Chris is your boss in real life.
Yes, yeah. In real life, he is my boss. He's a very, very good one, too, so please let me have that raise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you suck up to him outside of work. I mean, it's like to be able to start I guess now two businesses with your boss at your real job is kind of unheard of. I would think.
I would say unique.
Yeah.
It's nice being able to have a partnership with a person who thinks level-headed, is smart mechanically. I don't know about books, but no, he's a very smart individual, and I think we have. I like to think that we have a good mindset working
Oh
together.
yeah. So, what got you guys thinking about doing dial back? Like, where did the concept come from?
We were out fishing early spring. We weren't doing very good. Couldn't find where the fish were. We had trying to chase them all over the water column, and we couldn't remember what line depths we had set out. And just kind of came from a comment of, man, it'd be nice if we had some way of remembering which poles were set at which depths to make this so much easier. And I went to work and kind of drew up an idea, and that's kind of where it started. And Brian took that idea and showed a couple people, and they were interested in it. So I went and bought a 3D printer, and we started making them.
So for people that are listening or that haven't seen it before, can you explain what the dial back is? Like what it looks like,
yeah. The dial back, we have a couple different colors there. All these at the top are the original. It's just a 3-digit numbering memory device for when you set the depth back on your rod. You can just go ahead and turn the dial to whatever that number is, and then you can reference back to that very easily while you're fishing to know what that depth back was.
So you've got the 3 dials there. There's 10 digits, right? Yeah. 10. And then it gives you kind of different ways that you can mount it on like rod holders and things like that. And
we did these zip tied, but I know on your boat you do the Velcro.
The command strips. Yeah.
The command strips. Yep. What else have we seen? Hose clamps.
Hose clamps, yeah. I think we did see Velcro. The command strips were a great idea, though. And I remember seeing it on your boat, like how hard or how well they stick on there, and like you bump them and they don't come off, and then you just give them a little bit of a little twist and they pop right off, which is great, especially for people that aren't running down the road with their rod trees out. So it's cool being able to see how other people are putting them on. What was another one, like alien glue or alien tape or something? I don't know, something weird.
The guy we met at the boat ramp had them Velcroed on.
That's what it was, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I seen somebody that was using like the regular black Velcro. I think that was either. I think after I sent you mine on the command strips, that you sent me a picture of somebody that had the like normal black Velcro on them.
Yeah, which I'd be interested to see how long those hold up.
Yeah, I mean, I think Velcro, like regular Velcro, is interesting just because you've got that like the softer like loop portion of it, and that seems to just kind of like get frayed real easy. Where like the command strips, it's like they kind of interlock, but
yeah,
I haven't had any issues. I mean, I've pulled them on and off a couple dozen times now, and they go on and off the same way they did the first time. So I don't know where that idea came from, but it was like, for me, since mine sit on my rod trees, I didn't want them to be on there all the time because I just lay them in the boat. So I didn't want them to be banging around because they're wider than my trees. So I was like, well, if they're laying on the ground, they're just going to get destroyed if they're like stuck on there. So this way I can use it. Like if you push them straight on and then you try and pull them straight off, they won't come off. But you like pull them up, like you just like pivot them and they come right off. It's the wildest thing. I'm surprised it works, honestly, but I'm glad it does.
Yeah, because it does come in handy. Say you're moving rods around and whatever. Like when you got a zip tie on there, you're gonna have to change numbers every time, or put the rod back on the same one. Yes. But for an instance like yours, you just move them around, and I like that a lot better.
Yeah, that last video that I did where I was showing those and the planar board holder, I was showing that, like, because me and Wes were out and I had brought a rod in, but I didn't feel like changing, so I just flip-flopped them. And it was...
Yeah.
But the dial back idea, like, I mean, I can't tell you how many times, like, I don't troll a ton, but the times that I do and I go out, it's like, I'll catch a fish and I'll be like, I don't remember if I changed that one or if that was an outside board that I brought in. I can never remember, and I know that there's people running like 8-10 rods that have absolutely no clue.
Yeah.
Even like the guys who have been doing it a long time and charters and such, we ended up selling quite a few to charters. And you'll get some guys that just have a method down to be like 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever. But it's still a great memorization tool, and it's affordable. It's cheaper than a Bandit. You know, you go to the store and you spend $10 on a Bandit. These things are $5 a piece. So
right, yeah. Well, and you've got the normal ones, and then you guys just came out with the minis. So you guys want to talk about those?
Yeah, the Mini that we just came out with. That's the bottom one here. Or we also have where it can go through a loop and a key ring. So these are a little bit more mobile. We had some requests from some guys that didn't run traditional like cylinder rod trees, so they had nowhere to mount them. So that's where we kind of came up with this idea, so that they can just be clipped or zip tied to something that's not a rod tree.
That's a great idea. Was it the people that were? Was there people that were doing downriggers that were asking for that? Is that what it was?
We did have
that and the wire style rod holder.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the other nice thing is you got your reel. They can just clip right on, and then you got it right on your pole.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
So yeah, like what you're doing, moving it, like
different.
You just move the rod now. You don't have to worry about anything else, and that's even cheaper than the standard. Well, at least the Mini itself is cheaper than the original. The key ring and the clip will bring everything up to $5, but still, cheaper than a Bandit, cheaper than whatever you're throwing out.
Well, I mean, you're not getting into walleye fishing to do it cheap. It's nice when you find cheap gear like this, because it's like, and I mean, we say cheap, but they're well made. Like they're nice quality.
They are
nice. Like they're very affordable, and I mean, just finding something that you think is cool. Like, I mean, like, I think they're awesome because they're just such a unique piece of equipment that I can't believe nobody has thought of up until now. And and for it to be, so inexpensive, that's got to be why they're so popular, or why you guys are selling so many of them, because somebody looks at it and they go, well, I have this method, or I generally remember what my boards are, or my depths are set at, but then you kind of look at it and you're like, well, for $30 or $50, why not?
Right.
Yeah. The other nice thing, or we've heard a lot of feedback that the people like them for, is people fishing with kids.
Right.
Because it's very easily to tell the kid, set the number to exactly what is on the dial back.
Right.
And they can let it out and stop when it gets there, and they're able to help.
Yeah. Well, and like when I had Wes out with it, it was like he set I'd let him let the line out, but then he wanted to do the dial. So it was like, well, it's a cool way to like get them, and especially for him, just because of like the age that he's at, I could tell him, hey, put that at, do 5-0, or and like then weird roundabout way, I was teaching, like working with him with his numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And letting him do it. So it was like, for me, I got kind of a double whammy out of it. But for anybody else that's kids are literate enough to understand their numbers, then it just gives them something to do that's like, gets them involved, which is that's the main thing, is we want to make these kids feel included. So it's cool.
Yeah.
So, any other products that you guys are going to be coming out with, or anything that you've been thinking about?
Well, we've got the cup holders that were made specifically for the polar craft, being that the boat that we're currently sitting in is the polar craft. Chris decided to make up some cup holders that worked out really well for the boat. I got nowhere to put beer in the boat, so a cup holder now. Chris is really good with drawing things up, getting it printed out. And, we were talking about the guys that are running Lunds and Alaskans. It's basically the same thing, just a different angle. So, Chris is kind of waiting for somebody to give us the opportunity to do that. There's some talk about some downrigger stuff have been printed out, just haven't been able to test yet. But as for dial back, I think we've been so focused on making sure that the products have been able to hold up to the weather and everything else, which they have been. It's super easy to get this piece of plastic out there and then not break it, actually. So it's nicely constructed.
Yeah, I mean, they're made very well. I can't imagine that there's going to be, I guess in the long term, you'll see how long they last, but most things that are 3D printed pretty much last forever. It's not like they're going to rot if they sit in the boat.
Yeah.
Right. And they're made with the PETG, so they're UV resistant.
So they're not they won't fade or anything.
Yeah, they shouldn't. I mean, we haven't had them out in the field long enough to know exactly how long they'll last taking full sun, but I mean, the product claims that it's UV resistant, so it should hold up pretty well.
Pretty good. I mean, that's cool too, because I'm sure that there's plenty of people that just leave these things at their dock completely uncovered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I guess you'll see if they make it through a winter.
Yeah.
Fall brawl is kicking up, and
I know.
we didn't know if this product was going to be like taking off again, because we ended up with thousands at the start and then trickle back down, and we're trying to figure out if fall brawl is going to get people excited about this stuff again. And we're still waiting to see, but that'll be kicking off here soon.
Yeah. Well, as you guys also get more out there, then you'll get more like pictures back from people that you can start like posting and kind of advertising more. I mean, even just for like how quickly, or I guess how well it took off, like from the get-go. It was like, yeah, it's a great idea. So it makes sense that all these people want it. You just gotta like then keep having the content to get right back in front of people, because it seems like every time you make like a post in a big group, it kind of takes off again, right?
Yeah. And the last thing we wanted to do is like spam. We don't want to make people upset by posting all the time. So I post every once in a while, and then we do end up getting orders. But the last thing we want to do is start making people upset about us posting stuff all the time, which I get it.
Yeah,
the cool thing too is
weird balance.
We're getting the trickle in orders of what I can only assume is people seeing them on other people's boats and asking about them, or telling friends, and so we are seeing those orders kind of trickle in here and there. So that's always good to see too, that we're not necessarily from our advertising, but from word of mouth from other people that have bought them.
Yeah, references and stuff like that. I'm sure that as the fall brawl kicks off too, and there's more pictures of big fish in people's boats and stuff like that, that people start kind of eyeing in there, and they'll be like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Pique some people's interest.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I'm super happy for you guys. As soon as I saw it taking off, it was like, man, it's so cool when you see kind of like from the sidelines when people, when stuff really takes off for people, it's like, hell yeah.
Well, I appreciate the support.
Oh, we got the Too Many Hobbies podcast special.
Yeah. For getting a discount.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So listen to the podcast and you get, what was it? What percent off you got on that?
I can
18% off?
look here real quick. I don't know.
Code Too Many Hobbies, which I don't know. Are we able to throw that in below?
Yeah. That'll be
And
right here, and you guys can see it in the description. But the code Too Many Hobbies at checkout, and we'll see what that gets you.
15% off the order.
15%. That's right. Yeah. So you guys are at 15% off if you use the code Too Many Hobbies. Which go use it so that you can take some food off their plates.
Yes. Well, actually, we'd like more food.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. I appreciate you guys doing that, and hopefully everybody listening takes advantage of that. So be sure to use that code Too Many Hobbies and get yourself 15% off. So
Yeah.
moving
If
on.
you want to see,
Oh, go ahead.
well, if you want to see more pictures of what it's about, feel free to check us out at Dialback Precision Trolling on Facebook too, and that'll pull up everything that we've got and what we're about.
That's got your guys' website there too, that they can get right to it, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's a great product. I think. I mean, I'll always have it on my boat when we're out trolling and stuff, and yeah, I love using them. Hopefully, you guys keep getting orders and everybody keeps enjoying them.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
What I wanted to talk about, because some big news, is that Captain Brian, has gotten his captain's license.
That is correct.
Now, why don't you talk about that? Because I know from hearing it from you, but man, that is just such an involved process.
Yeah, it was a lot more work than I originally thought. Like, I figured it was going to be rough. I didn't think it was going to be that rough. So I have a lot of respect for all the captains out there. I mean, anyone that goes and puts that effort into it means business. I did not do mine in person, which I don't know if it made it worse or better on me. I went through Mariner's learning system online. I had a 30% off for Father's Day or something like that. And I figured that was a good time to do it. I took 52 hours to do the course. And at the end, there were 3 exams, I think. I mean, don't quote me too much on this because it's been a couple months now, but I want to say there were 3 exams. One of them you had to get a 90% on, and I think, no, was it 2 90s? There was a 70, a 70, and a 90 maybe. Rules of the Road was 90%, and that was like the big one. That was the one that I was really concerned about. And then there was Navigation General, and then there was chart plotting, which chart plotting was super fun. I like that good stuff. They give you this big map, and you chart it out based off drift and everything. And I ended up getting 100% on that one. I think anybody that is good with math would have no problem with it. But there was a ton of studying. And then after I passed everything, which I believe they give you like 3 times to pass it too. I don't know. It was the pass first time for me. After that, they had it all lined out for the things I had to do. I had to get a physical exam. I had to get my drug test, .5 drug test. TWIC card. Yeah, I had to get a TWIC card. So nice background check on me. And they started sending me a bunch of stuff that I got to keep in the boat. So it was a very long process. And then and then sign up for the drug consortium for random drug tests too. So I got all of that, 100% done. Originally, I don't know if we had a solid idea of what we were planning on doing. However, recently we came up with a pretty solid idea. I think you and I and Chris know that Lake Erie is flooded with fishing and hunting. Fishing, I think you can get away with a little bit more than hunting. We've got a ton of guides out on the lake, and the last thing that I wanted to do was get involved with the same thing that everybody else is doing and being one of those guys that leaving the boat ramp saying, oh, great, now we got more guides out here causing problems, when that really isn't the problem. It's just pressure. Obviously,
Yeah.
people want to go hunt. It's not the guide's fault. If the guides weren't out there, they would find a way to get out.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said, the last thing I wanted to do was get involved with the same old, and everything fell into our lap like recently. It couldn't have gone any better. We decided that we wanted to create a good experience with layout shooting. And originally we were like, okay, we'll get a 2-man layout boat. We'll have to order it from Mark Goldsworthy, blah, blah, blah. And we talked to Goldsworthy, and originally he said, yeah, we'll put the deposit down in August, and you'll be able to have it later in the season. And, we're ready to pay the deposit. And it pushed back a little bit. We're like, oh, man, this isn't going to happen this year anymore. Luckily, a local captain here was looking to get rid of exactly what we wanted. And so is Captain Ken, and it came from Zach George. So it was really cool how this boat has traveled. Just it kept getting pushed east right into our lap right when we needed it.
Yeah.
And so now we've got a 2-man layout boat in here. We've got the single layout boat. Both of them are the Cadillacs of layout experiences. And we're sitting in what's going to be the tender boat for a very large operation. Being that both of us are concerned with safety, especially with Chris being fireman, safety is number one priority. We wanted to make sure that if we're getting into this, it's going to be safe. We're not going to have any concerns with people who are maybe a little bit older hopping in a layout boat. But now Chris is looking at picking up our big mothership, so people can be comfortable at the same time. So, I mean, you get in a layout boat for over an hour, you might start getting a little crampy or whatever. You want to move around and use this really nice size tender to get to a mothership where you can get warm, maybe get a cup of coffee, maybe, eat, just be able to hang out with the guys that you're out with, and give everyone a really good experience of being able to layout shoot on Lake Erie. I mean, the Sandusky Bay, Lake Erie is got a ton of history with it.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that's a lot of info at once. I mean, it's
yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I'm glad that you explained, because that's how I wanted to lead into it, was that you got your captain's license, and then you guys are starting the charter business. So you want to give the business name and where people can start looking for that?
Yeah, so just got this Facebook page going. Pretty new to that one, but it's Dialed In Charter and Guide Service.
I think it's awesome that you guys have tied in the dial back and the dialed in, kind of creating that brand. That's awesome.
Yeah. We couldn't have been where we are right now without dial back. So we would have done shame to dial back without including it somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just kind of brings like everything full circle. Like, you've pretty much created two things that people can experience all year long. I mean, you guys will do like the veteran stuff for fishing and for hunting, so that's cool that you guys can incorporate that into it. But then, like, I mean, here you basically move from hunting season to fishing, and then from fishing right back into hunting. Like, it's a 365-day cycle. There's not really a break between it.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially with the
weather. Chris does a heck of a job with fishing too. So it just makes a lot of sense, or partnership sense, because Chris is a phenomenal fisherman, much better than I. And then for him to be jumping in and getting his mothership and being able to do fishing, it worked all out like a puzzle. It was great.
Yeah. And I don't want to skip over the layout shooting. So, I don't think a lot of people really understand that, like, here having a guide service that specifically focuses on layout hunting, like, that's not common. Most of the people do boat blind, so it's cool that you guys are taking it to just layout hunting and giving people the layout hunting experience.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of good feedback already. Brian, volunteered us for a veterans hunt, and they're up to 45 people interested in it.
Yeah, it was like 45 different people jumped in really quick. We posted on there that it would be a layout shoot, as long as the birds are around. Otherwise, we'd end up having to hunt out of this boat, which has a blind. But there was a ton of good feedback with people wanting to get on the layout boats.
Well, I mean, even if you don't have the divers, you can always try to get puddle ducks out of a layout. Like, I think a lot of people think layout hunting specifically is for divers, but in our area, like, it started with puddle ducks.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm super happy for you guys. It's funny that you mentioned that boat is kind of been traveling your guys' way, but like from Zach buying it to Ken buying it to you guys buying it, it has stayed in the Too Many Hobbies community as well. Everybody's been on the show talking about Lake Erie hunting, and now that boat is part of it.
Yeah, you hear that, baby?
If anybody hasn't hunted out of one of those two-man layout addictions, they are just like, they are so comfortable.
Yeah, I was newer, and yeah, I was newer to the layout experience, and of course, I get in with some older gentlemen that taught me a ton. I mean, these guys have a ton of knowledge that was shared. They put me in as my first layout experience into a layout addiction, and I was like, oh man, this is comfy, this is fun, blah blah blah. And then I get into a fiberglass boat, and I was like, what the heck am I doing? Like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I shouldn't have been spoiled the way that I was, but when you sit in these things and you're sitting as low as you are, and you're looking these birds in the eye when they're coming in, and comfortable, I don't know. It's hard to beat.
Yeah. I mean, it's really any layout experience is good. Like, I mean, basically what built this channel was me posting videos of layout hunting in a Banks pumpkin seed. And like, as a tall guy, a Banks pumpkin seed isn't ideal, but only because like the way that they shape at the front, my feet being size 13, once they go in, they're not moving. Like, you can't move. My ankles just sit there laying against the bottom, and like my feet are just stuck there. But then that means that I can't really get as far down into it. But for whatever reason, with those Banks pumpkin seeds, like, you kind of sit up a little higher, but I've never been sitting in a Banks, like, having my head like even up a little bit and notice like a bird come in and then just flare because I think they can see my face. Like, I think as long as you're still in a layout boat and you're not flailing your head all over the place, like flopping around looking for birds, then I think that you're pretty set. And I think that's what helps with those two-mans too. It's like the two-man is hard to hide. But if you don't have people in there flipping around all over the place and like lifting their head up looking at birds, then I think you're fine.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I've seen plenty of birds that have been like, especially during like fishing and such, where you can go up on a bird, like pull up on them, and you won't really care. So I mean, I don't know, at that time of year, sure, they're blasted at, and they're a little bit more skittish, but if you're not moving, I don't think they're gonna care as much.
Yeah. Well, in our area too, I feel like the further you get offshore, the less pressure the birds feel. I feel like especially like you were saying, we have a ton of guides. There's a lot of people that shore hunt or like that boat blind hunt against the rocks. And I think that they get a little weary as the season goes on to being up close to shore. Because then if you go offshore, like you see somebody going offshore fishing, they'll go out 2 or 3 miles and they'll kick up 10, 20,000 birds, and you're like, oh, that's where all of them are sitting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think it's cool to be able to give people like that experience of, there's already the experience of coming out and hunting the big water, like even if you're in a boat blind, but then you get out there and you're just laying in the middle of one of the, it was like you're the 7th largest freshwater lake in the world, and it's like you're just laying out in the middle of nothing. You maybe see some like tree line on shore, but it's like you can be 8 miles offshore, and then it's like, well, there's nothing around.
Yeah, I think that's why I like it so much.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I think that's what drew me to it when I first started, was getting offshore and getting away from the pressure of the marshes, and then you know all the different birds that you see out there. You don't really see scoters, like we don't really shoot scoters from shore, but you talk to anybody that layout hunts, and they shoot quite a few scoters offshore. So it's like you kind of get this different grouping of birds too when you're that far off.
Yeah.
But it's just a totally different experience anyway.
We went with the 2-man too, so that when you're out there, the guys that really haven't done it before, they've got somebody with them, and it's a whole lot more easy to get comfortable out there if you got a buddy with you that you can talk to, and
right.
So
yeah, it makes
kind of our
makes
idea
it a
behind that.
better experience too, because like, I mean, how many times do you go out hunting and you're like, well, the whole point of the big point of waterfowl hunting is like the camaraderie and like hanging out and talking and shooting birds, where it's like you lose that in a single man. You really do.
Yeah, and it's not like you're going to want to be talking on the radio the whole time, like to your tender boat. Like, that's not convenient.
Yeah. Well, if you're talking in the layout, like if you're sitting there on the radio talking, and like you don't have your hand on your gun, a bluebill comes flying through at Mach 12, then you just missed an opportunity. So
yeah,
it's I think it's awesome that you guys are going to be providing that experience. Like Zach does it down my way, he doesn't really make it out your guys' way, so you guys will probably be the only like layout specific people down there doing it.
Yeah, we didn't want to fit in, like I said. Well, appreciate that. Zach does a phenomenal job. Like,
oh yeah,
anyone that has asked about layout shooting, I'm like, you guys got to go with Zach. He's such a personable guy. He knows what he's doing, and he has a ton of knowledge. Like, great guy.
Well, he's the same mindset as you guys too. Like safety first. I assume, even if we're fun hunting, like we get in the boat, he makes sure everybody knows like where everything is. Make sure everybody keeps their guns in their bag until they're ready to get in the boat. Like he runs a tight ship. He's a very, very good person to like mentor from, as far as guiding in general, especially for layout.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing that I would want to do is bring someone out and then somebody get hurt. I think that would probably destroy me. I don't know. Like, having safety as your number one priority is that's got to be it. So,
especially in like conditions that we run into. I mean, there's like you guys having the mothership is great, because if you start to get into anything rough, everybody just goes on the bigger boat, and then whatever happens to Brian coming in his little tender, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It'll buff out.
The giant 2-man hanging off the front of it.
Yeah, that thing is giant.
Yeah, which I guess on that topic, why don't you talk about the rack that you made for it?
Oh yeah, making an aluminum rack on this thing that can be removable, because the way that I deploy decoys is everything's already on the lines. It's not in bags. It's laid out on the floors in layers. Also taught to me by the old guys. So I got to be able to access that stuff, but the layout boat will be on top of it with removable kind of like slides down into the water. So you just bump it and it'll slide down into the water without having to pick it up and throw it over the side like your typical layout boat experience. And at the end, when you go to pick up all your decoys and you go to pick up the layout boat, there'll a hopefully, if everything works out the right way, we'll have a winch on it. So then I don't have to worry about blowing my back out trying to get that thing back in the water. So everything is set up to be able to be removed if I decide to do like hunting out of the boat. But it for ease of use to go up on the rack and be out of the way and still have plenty of room in the boat for clients or buddies if we're going out or whatever.
Yeah, it's a great idea. There was when I hunted out in Massachusetts with Randy Drago, he had kind of a similar, or I guess same idea. He didn't have a rack, like he held his in the boat just up against the gunnels like Zach does, and anybody else that runs the big 2-mans. And then, but off the side, he took a like a keel roller for a boat trailer, and he welded it or bolted it on the side of the gunnel. So when he had to take because he has a 2-man core sound, and that thing's pretty heavy. But to get that thing out, he would just like kind of slide it over to that wheel and then push it off. But then getting it back in, like just one of them could grab the front handle and pull it on that roller, and it just slid right in. I mean, it was a really good idea what he was doing with it.
Yeah, well, we'll see how well this idea pans out here probably in the next week or whatever.
Yeah. I think it's going to work out great. Brian's done a great job of engineering it.
Yeah, he's an captain and engineer.
Captain.
Yeah, and a drone pilot.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a drone now? I mean, you're going in full force here.
You actually, I hope you don't mind that I bring this up, Chris. Chris had a phenomenal idea last week, and I cannot believe that we haven't seen it more often. While you're out in the layout boat, especially if this is your first time, you probably want to record the experience. And Chris was like, what if we bought a couple of ShotKams and we rent them for the day, and then when you're done, you put them, you charge them back up in the safe and you use them the next time. And of course, you'll have to have it under your insurance and all that stuff if something happens. But in all honesty, those things are pretty bulletproof. I mean, I beat the heck out of mine. It's still great. But Chris was like, yeah, I think we could do that. And it was like a light switch went off. Like, why hasn't anyone done this before? I mean, what's a couple $100, and then people get to share that experience with their friends, or go back and be like, oh man, look at this flock of bluebills that came in.
Right. Well, I mean, you do that, you have 2 of them, and then if 2 people get in the layout boat, then they got them on their gun, and then when they're done, they just get in the boat. Those things are pretty easy to get on and off.
Yeah, one screw. Was before he even said his idea. He was like, "How hard are those to take on and off?" And I was like, "Oh, they're not really bad. You just set them up about the same, like 8 inches back off the tip of the barrel. It's one screw." And he's like, "Well, why not we just rent them out?" I was like, "Oh, that's genius."
Yeah, I think that the only thing you might run into is you have to calibrate it.
Yeah,
you may have to do that, but if you calibrate one and you make sure it sits like in the same area, then you should be fine.
Yeah, you set up a jig on the 3D printer to have it stop at the end of the barrel and then slide it up there and lock it down, so you're always at the same on every barrel.
Yeah, or you just do one of these.
Oh, looks good.
Yeah, looks good from my house.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that, because I know at drag racing events, there'll be people there that'll run out, they'll have 20 GoPros, and you can rent them for $50 a day.
I've never seen it before.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna say it's Chris's idea.
Well, I mean, obviously for hunting, nobody does it. You're right. I mean, I was talking with Jared Smith, and he was talking about getting a GoPro and filming, putting it on the front of the boat or whatever, out into the decoys, so that his clients could have video of their hunts and stuff. But as far as renting out a ShotKam or something that's pretty sweet. That would be awesome.
I mean, if you're gonna lose the ShotKam, you're gonna lose the shotgun too. So if it's already on there, you're gonna lose them both if something happens.
Yeah.
So
just bake that into the price of your clients. Just be like, well, we were gonna charge you $250, but it's now $600 just in case. In case
Yeah.
you lose our GoPro or our ShotKam. No, it's a great idea. It would be, especially for people like I know with like doing the stuff with the fallen outdoors, like those guys don't get to go out much. You know, like it's a lot of guys that like they rely on that uh, whatever you want to call it, that nonprofit or that charity
Yeah.
to provide them an opportunity to hunt. So for them, it's like it's a once a season or maybe twice a season opportunity. As far as layout hunting, they might not get the opportunity to go maybe ever again.
Yeah.
So if they, I'm sure it's nothing for them to, snag a ShotKam just to have those memories.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the price would be, but it would be something manageable that, we're not looking to gouge people.
Yeah, just to make back on the camera, really.
Right. Make
Yeah.
back on the camera, give these guys a great experience, and that way, if they want to come back, they wouldn't even hesitate.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like the same concept of those, like the drag racing, like renting a GoPro for the weekend, like $50 for a weekend. That ends up being like a 3-day event. You're paying less than $20 a day to rent a camera instead of spending $500 on a brand new GoPro.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody that races and they might only go out once or twice a year, they don't want to spend thousands of dollars on camera gear to record it. So
Yeah.
same concept here. It makes perfect sense. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. Nice job, Chris.
Yeah.
I always see the videos that Brand's got one, and he's always showing the videos of whatever hunt we go out on, and I was kind of like, oh, that'd be cool if you could rent one.
All the
Yeah.
times I don't miss. Oh yes.
That's what they're great for, is showing the times that you don't miss.
Yeah.
Just delete the other videos. Don't worry
I
about
don't have them.
especially on like old squaws and divers, like buffies and bluebills, where it's just like somebody pulls up and they're 12 feet behind it. It's like they're great to be able, like for us that go out quite a bit. It's like, how did I miss that one? And then you can see like your pattern was just barely behind a bird. But like for somebody that never does it, they would really see, oh, I was behind big time.
Yeah.
No, it's an awesome idea. No, I think you guys are going to do pretty well with that, especially having like the mothership and the tender. Like generally now, it seems like it was more common, back in the day to have like a mothership and a tender, where like now it just seems like people just get a huge boat and they use it for both. So
Yeah. It's like this boat is phenomenal. I've gone through quite a few boats.
yeah, we
This
know.
one, yeah, with the low sides, and using it last year for layout, I was like, oh man, this is perfect. And then I ended up getting in some nasty stuff, and it gets you out of it. It's just not comfortable, and it's wet.
Right.
I don't want to be sitting in this boat waiting to get back in the layout boat. I want to be somewhere comfortable, sitting around a picnic table with my buddies,
Right.
and being able to just dock this thing right up to the mothership. Phenomenal.
Right. Yeah. Well, and you guys can use that big boat for fishing, and you could use your boat for like you give you guys options, especially if you are doing like the TFO like fishing stuff or any of the veterans fishing stuff that you guys have been doing. Then you've got two boats that you can take people out on too, which is nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. I'm happy for you guys. I'm hoping that people hear this and they flock over there. So make sure you keep a count on that dialed in charters follower count that I know you got your eye on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm always watching. We actually haven't, I don't even think we've really shared it because we were trying to get all our legal stuff together first, but we're right at the end of all that now. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's a good time to start telling people about it, especially like I know that like people are out always asking in the summer, but how many times do you see like on Facebook pages and stuff throughout the season where people are like, well, does anybody have an opening in 2 weeks? You know, so I don't think you guys will be too far behind on that.
No, I don't think so either.
No. Well, I appreciate you guys talking about both dial back and the dialed in charters, as we always like to do to close this out. Brian's already been asked this, but Chris, you're in the hot seat now. So if you could pick another hobby to take on, what would that be?
If I had to pick another hobby, I think it would be probably rock climbing.
Rock climbing. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done it before?
I have not. Other than like the indoor stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking like full scale.
Yeah, like climbing up. I just got the opportunity. Got sent down to Atlanta. So down there's the start of the Appalachian Trail. And me and the guy I went down there with for work, he was a big time hiker, and we did some hiking up into the mountains to the Appalachian Trail, and that's really cool. And I think being able to actually like scale up the side of the cliffs and stuff, that would be a pretty neat experience.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I always see people on like shows that they'll take like the whatever you call it, the grappling hook, and they launch it up somewhere, and there's like, oh, that's good enough, and then they just go up a rock. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like it seems like people that do that to me seem like they're out of their mind. But like I can understand the indoor stuff. Like it's bolted to a wall. It's not going anywhere. And then if I fall, there's that like slow release.
Yeah.
Pulley at the top. Like it's just gonna set me down. But you go to one of those things, it's like, yeah, I don't know. That's a good one though.
That was. I thought you were going to say OnlyFans, but that'll work.
He's got to pay for that boat too. You do OnlyFans rock climbing. Brian, have you done rock climbing?
Not like that. No. My last job, before I was doing maintenance, I was running like a outdoor adventure park kind of situation where there was rock climbing and we had to climb up and test everything. But no, I haven't done anything to that scale.
That would be crazy. That's a good one. Brian, have you come up with any other hobbies that you would want to try?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm squirrel brain, so like every once in a while, like comedy sounds like fun. Like going up and making 15 minutes about jokes. That sounds like fun to me. I'd probably bomb, but I would have a fun time doing it.
We'll add that into the charter service.
Yeah.
Charter and comedy.
Yeah, it'll be like that Zach Bryan concert that Shane Gillis opened up for.
Oh,
that's what you can start doing. Yeah. You set decoys and you're like, hey, we got 20 minutes. I want to run this quick set by you guys.
Spotlight.
Yeah. Get it nice and tight, and then you got that giant spotlight on your tender. What light was it that you just bought?
YOLO-Tech?
YOLO-Tech, yeah, you got that thing shining on you.
Yeah, I want pyrotechnics in the back, you know.
Can you imagine? That would be fantastic. Oh, geez. Well, guys, always a pleasure. Brian, I'm sure you'll be back on next season. We'll talk about something wild, but appreciate your guys' time. You guys want to run through your pages again so everybody knows where to find you?
Yeah, we got Dialed Back for the fishing gear, and then Dialed In charter and guide service for the hunting and fishing.
Perfect. The stuff will be linked to. There'll be links in the description for you guys to be able to go find that. So appreciate you guys. If you guys aren't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe. Check out 𝐤𝐤𝐤.com and be sure to use the code TMH18 to get your guys' 18% off. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.